So yesterday on stream before I headed out, somebody said, hey, watch the StavvyBaby and Hasan. They were very misogynistic towards Ashley and women in general. And I was like, oh no, what's this? So I found it. Let's watch this clip. It's about 20 minutes. There's a lot to go over, but let's watch it. Remember, this is the 2026 judgment criticism, okay? So there's a pattern, right? So when we talk about building a pattern, that's what we're talking about. So now Hasan has a pattern of years on end engaging in misogyny, and he hasn't gotten that much better. And so I think that's the problem we're having is like when we judge people, we're saying we're not judging you as a consciousness. We're not God, and I don't believe in God. We're judging your actions in terms of how we should interact with you. And we wonder how the world is the way it is, how Trump becomes president. It's because when two men sit in a room together, their natural inclination, because of the way they've been raised through patriarchy, is just to move into misogyny without even thinking about it. And people pointed this out in my chat, that foreign man from a foreign land. Foreign was talking about this, how when men come together, it just like it naturally just like the way they talk about the women in their lives. Or I was even watching the Red Flag podcast, and same thing. It's like when men will tell us, oh yeah, when we get together, like the amount of words that come out of our mouth. And so that's why I say to you, like, Hasan is still a man. Hasan is still a man, and I love to see gay men call each other out about their misogyny. I love to see that. Cis men, straight men, I love to see this too. But Hasan is still a man. So, just as femme presenting, especially queer, gender fluid people, I think we have a right to be very frustrated with the way that this guy, again, is the guy. Now, I want to say this again before we get into it, because I think it's important. I'm not saying Hasan shouldn't be there, though I think in an ideal world he wouldn't, because his mouth is, you know what I mean? But I think that the fact that he is the guy and then pretends like, I don't know how I'm the guy. I don't understand why people like, I'm just a streamer. He's basically a celebrity. I don't think he's what I would call an activist in the way that I think is like organic and true, because he is basically moving like a celebrity would. And, okay, Stavvy is a comedian, so just keep that in mind. The banter is going to be very comedian, and you know how misogynistic comedians are. So just, okay.
Also, I wanted to show you here additional proof as to why I deserve everything that's coming for me.
Please.
Chatters want you to see this. This is Elon Musk's baby mama who's sitting on that chair that you were sitting at
a
couple days prior. Ashley said,
did you ask her to describe Elon Musk's penis while she was in this chair?
I didn't get to it because I brought up...
No journalistic integrity whatsoever.
No, but I did.
No journalistic integrity.
I did broach the subject. I asked her straight up to her face, I said, did Elon Musk mail you his cum in a napkin?
Yeah.
Which is like the first way to broach the subject. And she
that's you lightly opening up the discussion?
Yes. And then after that, I was like, look, because I thought I was being kind. I was like, which is worse? He mailed the cum to you or you?
Yeah.
And I did present that, and she didn't like that either.
Well, so you gotta push back, dude.
Yeah.
What's going on with these suits? If you want to dress like this, you gotta be you want to be Geraldo Rivera.
I'll show you the napkin clip in a second when we go for the second part of stream, which is going to be about Ashley St. Clair, and like, how do you know if a person has changed? I don't think she's really changed enough to be promoting her, which is why my criticism of Hasan for platforming her stays true. That doesn't mean there isn't an intersectionality observation to be made here about when men talk about women and they're in positions of power, because they are. And then Ashley being judged. Like, I always wanted to take Ashley St. Clair and bring her to Boa's Island and have all the women sit her down and be like, Ashley, right? But then you bring in the men, and I don't think men honestly have a place to talk about Ashley St. Clair's like redemption arc. Like, this isn't about you, because every time you talk about her in a very particular way, which means like you definitely don't have a place to talk about redemption. You're still working on your misogyny.
Dude, you got to be Geraldo and ask the tough questions.
Yeah, this is true.
The only good journalist I can think of.
Yeah.
I need to know. What does his penis look like? How hard? He probably can't get hard.
Like, not fully hard. He's on too much ketamine.
He probably has some kind of pump on his dick. If I had to guess, he's probably got a... Yeah. And this is all stuff I would have gotten to the bottom of, folks. And when Hasan's in prison and I am the number one political streamer, this is the kind of streams I'm going to give you guys.
Yeah.
I'm only about that.
Yeah, once I'm gone. But you have a Hollywood...
You're right.
Hollywood
You're right.
Is.
Actually, what am I even doing, dude?
You don't have to do this fucking bullshit.
The fact that I lowered myself to be on this internet stream, the words taste bad even coming out of my mouth.
I got the Patrick Bet David value team sitting in the cup chair for the...
Oh, shit. PBD covered this shit, bro.
Look at his face. He's like, well, okay, let's pull this up.
Older video or newer video? Fortunately, this is new. Stop.
Unfortunately, these guys are sad. This is so fucking funny.
I don't think you should disrespect Elon Musk. He's
What
a
is
brilliant
this
mind.
fucking guy's deal? I can't tell what the
He's
fuck it is.
He's the best. I love him so
Every
much.
clip is like, every time I randomly see him pop up, like, I mean, obviously he seems to be, you know, weirdly conservative, obviously, but it's just like, what is his
he's
vibe?
Florida. He's Florida.
Florida.
Through and through.
Yeah, he's like, where's he from? Was he Persian?
Yes, you nailed it. Wow.
Persian,
He's not Israeli, contrary to Patrick Bet David being his name. He is, I think, Assyrian and Armenian of Iranian.
Assyrians mentioned. Guys, this whole segment is really just for me as an Assyrian girly through and through. This part's just for me. Because if Anthony from Do Not Worry Podcast is my cousin, Patrick Bet David is our fallen cousin. He's like, we might all be Assyrian, but...
Descent.
Assyrian.
Yeah.
They love that. Assyrians love claiming that shit. That's a fucking... Anyway, whatever.
I can't get into it. You're Greek. They're your brothers.
They claim to be.
Yeah,
okay.
Assyrians are your fucking brothers in withstanding unjustifiable Turkish violence.
Everyone's trying to copy off Greek people by keeping the same...
beef?
By being ancient and the same. These motherfuckers, you're Iraqi. That's what the fuck Assyrian
That's
is.
true.
Damn.
Right? Isn't that where it's from?
I thought it was from Syria.
Every time, no.
Why is it a
They're just
different
saying
name?
Assyrian?
Why is it a different
That
name?
It's like when Albanians will tell you they're Illyrian. It's like, you're fucking Albanian. Bro.
Or Lebanese people say Phoenician.
Yeah, shit, exactly. It's that same bullshit.
No,
Only
brother,
we're allowed to claim our fucking antiquity.
I'm Phoenician, brother. You don't understand. I'm
Yeah,
not
get the
like
fuck out of here.
I'm not like the dirty Muslim.
That's always what it is.
No, wait. Chad says, I always imagined your dad like Patrick low-key. Honestly, one time I told my dad, I was like, do you watch Patrick Bet David? My dad's like, no, I don't like him. And I was like, see? You don't like these scummy men. And he was like, I was like, I watch him just so I'm up to date with what these MLMers are doing. He goes, no, I don't like him. And I go, see? My dad knows these men are scummy. He knows. But then he votes Trump. It's confusing.
It's always guys from the Middle East who are like, well, I'm not fucking Muslim.
Oh, shit. Iraq and Syria. Turns out.
Okay,
yeah,
we're both
I mean, you're
right.
not wrong. Okay. All right. But yeah, let's see what the I'm a numbers guy had to say about this. Okay?
Is he a numbers
Play it? What is this
He
about?
says, I'm a numbers guy. Let's grok it. Let's ChatGPT it.
Oh, no.
Dude, that's my favorite genre of commentary people that just sit there and go, all right, let's ask Grok what this is.
It's crazy, dude.
It's like, bro, you're an adult.
Quickly?
You've scammed people successfully. Like,
Yeah.
you ran a fucking successful multi-level marketing operation.
Oh, really? He's an MLM guy?
Yeah, of course he's an
What was he
MLM
selling?
guy.
Like real estate? Like
I don't even fucking know.
I bet you seminars of some kind, right?
Yeah, well, he
Must
still
have
does
been.
the seminars. I think it's like for 1 hour with Patrick Bet David, it's a $50,000.
That's awesome.
All right,
Worth every fucking penny.
but it's
What are
like,
they mad about? They're mad that you were hanging out with what's her face?
Ashley St. Clair.
But she's dumb though, right? Like she was a grifter who fucked Elon Musk.
I mean,
like,
or brilliant.
I mean, I guess.
Okay, so I'll just know, because Chat said earlier, like, damn, she brought him gifts. Like, that would hurt my feelings. So here's Ashley. Like, look, I'm going to bring the heat in for Ashley, second part of stream, okay? Second part of stream, I'm going to have heat for Ashley. But in this context of watching two men in a position of, honestly, like, Hasan is in a position of more power than Ashley, right? Okay, definitely, okay, depending on the intersection we're talking about, but just focus. So then Stravo goes, oh, she's like dumb though, right? And Hasan's like, or a genius. And he just had her on. You remember how I told you, why is Hasan platforming this woman? Humiliation. These men want to humiliate women. They do. Hasan, this is his misogyny. You bring on a vulnerable woman who right now is fighting a lawsuit against Elon for basically nudes made of her through Grok. The mother of his child fighting for custody. Okay. And from that perspective, why are you then bringing her on to then talk to your boys after on a stream and talk about how stupid she is? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I say they want to bring her on to humiliate her. And so I don't like it. Okay, now again, I will have heat for Ashley in the second half of this. But for the first half of this, these boys are showing, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're gross. They're gross. And you should know that. And that's why I'm saying you should not trust Hasan. Women should not trust Hasan. Politicians can have their business with him. Again, I will always hold people who hate Hasan also accountable for the way they blindly hate him. But as women, I don't know why you feel safe with this man. And I think Ashley's falling for it too. You should see her TikTok she's made. We'll cover them. Okay? Because Hasan is Hasan. People just, and this is the play of pretty privilege, people think you're a good person because you're attractive. Like, listen to his words. Listen to the way he acts.
That's true. As a finesse lord.
She put that shit to work, yeah.
As a finesse lord.
She's giving him. You got me a hoodie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what is she up to?
Here?
I think this is what she's
Are they together? Oh God, what an item? What's gonna be?
It's like a turned.
So she's basically
She's woke now.
She's basically like doing Tucker's thing, but with
Oh no, but she's going the distance. She's going the distance. Like Tucker still for like every Israel is actually kind of woke and gay. What's going on?
Yeah.
For every like 3 videos on that, he'll always have like some ancient like 87-year-old racist to be like, and white people are being genocided in America.
Right. But still, dude, you got to like that's how fucked we are. Is that Tucker just kind of dipping his toes into like that's the scariest shit of all time. Is when a Republican just decides to say give them health care, but let us lock up whoever we want. That's gonna work unless the fucking Democrats.
Bro, that's what Trump did in 2016 when he was like, I'm transgender people, I don't give a shit. Like, and everyone was like, oh my God, I can't believe that like you could be such a heterodox thinker.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's what it was, and it fucking.
But anyway,
worked.
this woman, I would be shocked if she's not playing an angle, right?
Hold on, pause. Chad says he seems to be vouching for her. Seems to be is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. He isn't. He's doing just enough, but it doesn't matter. He's already engaged. He already went there. The moment he called her dumb, he should have been like, whoa, don't call her dumb. Hold on. Don't talk to her. Don't talk about her that way. Like she's already getting so much flack as it is. Like we should definitely hold her accountable, but like don't call her dumb. You know what I mean? Too late. He's already engaged in the conversation. It's too late. We've already done the stupid laugh. She's so stupid. You know what I mean? It's too late. That's what I'm saying. Like, how are we supposed to come back from this?
You think she in her soul?
I suspect. I want to believe that.
You want to believe?
I want to believe that she's woke. I want to believe.
You're pathetic. This is how you're gonna end up in jail.
Look. He's laughing. He's doing the, come on, dude. I want to believe it. I want to believe it. He's insinuating. This is guy talk. Trust me. As a man, I'm telling you right now. He is playing into the bro frat. Trust me, dude. She's fucking hot. I want to believe she's right. Look at the way Starvos. He picks that up, and then he's going to make a sexual joke about her because that's the point, right?
I want to believe that.
You want to believe?
I want to believe that she's woke. I want to believe.
Look at
You're pathetic. This is how you're.
You're pathetic, bro, because she's a girl, bro.
You're gonna end up in jail, bro. She's gonna be like, so tell me, Hasan, about all that cool stuff you were doing in Cuba. She's gonna have the fucking.
Yeah.
I'm over it. See? See?
She's gonna be like, so tell me, Hasan, about all that cool stuff you were doing in Cuba. She's gonna have the fucking. She's gonna have the wire in her pussy.
Bro, that's so funny. That's what people are reclaiming because the subpoena came right after. The subpoena came right after she was here.
Hey, talk into my pussy about what kind of illegal stuff you did in Cuba.
Oh my God, it's crazy. I disavow this.
This is gonna be.
I think she.
Chad says Hasan seems maybe uncomfy. Don't give him that. Don't. He's 34 years old. He's a fucking man. Don't give him any fucking leeway in this regard. You don't have to. It's a consistent pattern. You know what I mean? Like, we have a pattern of misogyny throughout his career. He has not gotten better. He did not shut down the joke day one. He let it happen. He continued allowing Starvo to make the joke. It's misogyny.
Change.
I hope so, and it is funny that she's talking shit about Elon, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna.
You ready?
Of course.
Is he
Are you
straight
ready,
though?
chat?
And she's a piece of ass.
I'm not gonna see it first. Chad's gonna see it before I do.
I've been sent by Benjamin Netanyahu to get his Twitter.
There is. What is the? I still don't get the shit. Help me understand what this means. Yeah, Adam. What does that even?
I forgot he was in here. He doesn't know what it means. Help me understand what this means. Is Elon being disrespected by women as a child with that? It just doesn't make sense.
What's going on here?
Let's grok it. And then Grok just makes child porn. Just does anime child porn. Was this what you wanted, Mr. Bet David?
Yeah. No, not.
You're asking me? I'm not. Rob, I'm not the stepdad. I'm the dad that stepped up. So it's
Wow.
clearly it's in reference to whatever beef she's going on with Elon and a lot of stepdaddy.
Why are
So
they
these guys
so
love
bad
Elon?
for another?
They love Elon, huh?
Dude, imagine.
so pathetic.
You can't dick eat this hard.
It's crazy. I know.
It's shameless. They're angry on behalf of Elon Musk.
Well, it's the. Also, they have what do they have? They have hats in the background.
Yeah, no, that's cool. They're hype.
They're trying to
Those
be
are all
cool.
the ugly ass PPD merch. That's what it is.
He has that much merch.
Dude, he has so much merch.
I kind
own all
of need
of
some.
them.
I kind of need some.
Yeah. All right, let's see what
Daddy
else.
issues type of thing. I wish Ashley nothing but the best, but this is not the.
Well, you can wish her all the best, but if she hasn't changed, is this like, what have you become? I remember she used to be on like podcasts and talking.
She's just become anti-that.
Angry
That's all it is.
No, she's anti that. Like you wanted to, like hooking up with Elon just to have a baby and thinking you're going to get a certain amount of money, and then you're not getting what you want, and you sell your. It's like,
Is she not getting paid though? Isn't
no,
Elon
she's
paying
getting
her?
paid. She's getting paid. The kid's getting.
Imagine not paying
turned
a
down a
fuck.
big-
No, not
Your
paying.
baby
for
mom?
Look, this misogynist goes, oh, she's getting paid. The kid is getting so-and-so in child support, so she's not getting paid. Right? Now, don't get me wrong. I will have heat for Ashley in the second part of this stream. She's absolutely getting paid, except it's the liberals that are hosting her and letting her ride this train. So I absolutely have heat for this woman, but I will not allow these misogynists to use misogyny to discredit her. I will discredit her without misogyny because that's the point. That's the point. You did not need to go to this direction. She's a baby mama. She's sleeping around. She's having men's babies. Like she's a gold digger. She's a whatever. And then Hasan to laugh about pussy jokes, to laugh about Starvos putting his breasts up against Hasan. Like, this is what I'm saying about leftist men. Like, he is not truly a progressive intersectional leftist. This is why I say these leftists that are obsessed with just being anti-capitalist don't ever have to work on their racism, their anti-blackness, their homophobia or transphobia or misogyny, because you guys let them get away with everything because capitalism bad. And I'm saying I'm a leftist. Yes, I'm an anti-capitalist. And intersectionality has to play a role in this, and you have to be mitigating your bigotry, and you have to be trying to be less bad every day. And these men get away with it time and time again. And what's worse is that everybody is eating it up because you guys aren't doing the work. And I know you're not doing the work because if you were, the world couldn't look the way that it is. And I don't blame you. It's very hard to do the work, but this is the problem with this bubble. And that's why I'm so surprised. This is why the women in this bubble, by the way, have no chance of ever actually doing anything because the men still have the largest microphones. That's why I moved away from politics, because in political bubbles, this is what ends up happening, right? So again, the reason I stay out of politics, but I talk about it here, like the reason I'm not trying to get in Hasan's good grace, the reason I'm not trying to collab with these people who are political is because I know at the end of the day, I will have to be silenced. Minorities and marginalized people will have to take a step back. So these prominent people who appeal to the middle class or middle America people will get the largest microphone because they are the most digestible to racists in middle America, right? And I'm saying it's not good for us. So I would love to see women and I would love to see Ashley and other people do the work to actually do right by the people they've hurt and to move away from this bubble. Because as long as you're engaging in a primarily patriarchal bubble, you will engage in patriarchal rhetoric that at the end of the day will come at the expense of marginalized people. And so it is really bad. Now, I won't accuse Hasan of exploitation, but I will accuse Hasan again of platforming her to humiliate her. And then I will say that he says in the interview, I reached out to you. He says, the reason I reached out to you is, and that's the thing. That's the thing. And so again, I think Ashley is going to I think Hasan's going to hurt her. I think Hasan's going to do an Elon in a different kind of way. So Elon slid into her DMs, right? In a very particular kind of way. And now Hasan's doing the same thing. And I think it is still the same kind of objectification and abuse and using her as a prop to get what these men want, and then they throw her to the curb. Ashley said after she got pregnant, Elon right away started being mean to her, cruel. He changed on her, and that's typical of men raised under patriarchy. Hasan was so nice to her, was so, you're so cool, you platformed her, and then boom, threw her under the bus. Next stream, okay? And that's what I'm saying this pattern of abuse is that I think is trained into little boys when they're young. Because at the end of the day, I do think these men think they're smarter. I think these men inherently think they're better. I think because he's rewarded socially, it also amplifies his belief of himself. And yes, I agree. And this is why I say to the women that are thirsting over Hasan, ladies, how do you not see what's happening? How do you not see it? And because patriarchy has blinded you once again. Patriarchy has impacted all of us. All of us are impacted by patriarchy, including the women that go, finally, a good guy. He's not a good guy. He is still a man who has not deconstructed patriarchy. Don't do this, okay?
When you're the wealthiest person.
We have so much
I
money
think
for
there's
nothing.
child support for sure, but like outside of that, outside of the child support, there's also what do you call it? I think she brought up the fact that Elon Musk actually tried to pay her off with an NDA to give her 40 mil, and she said no.
Respect.
Which again,
I will give her respect for that, because honestly, you should take a lump sum and fucking retire.
yeah, no,
but
get the fuck out
good
of
for her.
Get the fuck out of Dodge.
Good for her. She probably also likes the attention of getting to shit on him, which, whatever it takes. Embarrassing Elon stories are so fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, I know. It actually had an unfortunate consequence for my favorite Twitter poster, Ian Miles Chong, another one of Elon's perennial dick riders. He made the mistake.
I thought that guy died or something.
No, that was just wishful thinking.
To be fair, I'm not on Twitter anymore. I don't really get on here.
So Elon Miles Chong, who might have to change his name after this just to get this back. Elon Musk is no longer following Ian Miles because he posted, Ashley St. Clair is now trying to smash Hasan PIker, third baby on the way, I guess.
Oh,
and Elon got so mad.
See, Ashley St. Clair is now trying to smash Hasan PIker, third baby on the way. The fact that Hasan doesn't say, hey, you shouldn't talk about women that way. Hey, Ashley St. Clair and I are not doing that. I don't want you to think about her that way. He doesn't. He plays into it. He plays into it. He likes it. He likes the idea that women want to fuck him. That's why when that drag queen, love her, went on the podcast, she was like, just for the record, I don't want to fuck Hasan. I know everybody else does, but I don't want to. And Hasan's like, okay. And I'm sick of this being a running joke in a progressive leftist space. We are working. And I know some people in my chat who are not in my audience were like, let people flirt. Like, people can flirt. Yes, people can flirt, but in an appropriate setting. If you're a jokey stream, I care less. But like, we're talking about, guys, these are all people connected, or the White House knows about them. These are political people. Like, these are people who have too serious of a position for them to be fucking, you know what I'm saying? Not paying attention. They have influence. So again, like when we have these conversations, right? Kaf, thank you for joining memberships. Appreciate you. Or Paf. Thank you for joining memberships. You said you speak the truth. It's refreshing to watch you. Thanks for all you do. And look, if I get something wrong, tell me. Right? If I get something wrong, tell me. And that's it. And then we'll go from there. So again, I understand that. I also, I love a good flirt game. Okay? I'm a queer person. We're the best at flirting. That doesn't mean that these men are safe to flirt with, and that's what you have to realize. You realize it the hard way. And I'm saying to Ashley and to every woman in this space, you can't trust these men. Hasan is not a safe man. He's literally displaying it right now in real time, current day Hasan. Do not trust him. He will throw you under the bus. You are just a prop to him. That's it. And that's what I'm saying about all of these men in this space, because girlies, I get it. You want to safely flirt, have fun, feel like pretty. Not with this man, not with these men, not with these men in these political bubbles. And Ashley should know she dated two prominent conservative men who both fucked her over. So you know what I'm saying? Like, girly, just because he's left wing doesn't mean he's going to be safer. It doesn't. Now, if he was truly a leftist, truly a progressive, truly embodying anti-misogyny, he would be safer, but he's not. So.
He unfollowed him.
How the fuck? Wait a second. Elon Musk tracks that kind of shit? That's crazy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He unfollowed him? That's so pathetic.
It's so
Dude, what the
funny.
fuck is the point of having that much money? These guys suck so much dick, it's crazy.
Well,
just go fucking, go to a,
island,
but everyone's of age.
Not on some Epstein
Everyone's
shit.
of age.
Not on some Epstein shit.
Go to a MILF island.
Yeah,
I've pitched this before. If I have $1 million, you're catching me on MILF island.
Dude, you could get
all right? That's all I'm doing.
You could get your dick sucked sideways.
It'd be great.
Literally all the time.
Have pina coladas all fucking day. You could create anything you wanted. It could be awesome.
He literally could do that. He could genuinely do that.
It's pathetic. Go have an awesome time, but these guys don't know how to. They don't actually.
Why would that be good though? You see how Hasan plays into go make an island full of girls so they can suck your dick? How is that not misogynistic? How is that not giving straight into patriarchy?
Ever feel good? They don't know what feeling good is. They just know fucking winning and competing and thinking of happiness as a zero-sum game they have to take from other people. Not me. I get that much money. I'm creating happiness.
One of the questions I asked her was does Elon Musk want to be loved by so many people? Because he strikes me as the kind of guy who's very desperate for approval from people that
he would know. Hasan would know. Someone said Hasan's he's not a former fat kid. He's still that fat kid because he's never gone to therapy. Hasan still suffers from wanting to be loved, seen as good. He hasn't gone to therapy. He's openly said that. Okay. And there's no way he's done the work to fight his fat phobia, to fight the way he looks, to deal with it. So all of his validation seeking behavior comes from. So he gets it from the guys. Damn, Hasan, everybody wants to fuck you. Dab, dab, dab. And then he gets it from the girls oh my God, he's so daddy. And then and it plays into, I don't have to go to therapy. Look, people love me. I don't have to work on myself. Look, people love me. And I'm saying, damn, bro, this is why the world is the way that it is. And look, again, all those Hasan haters on the internet, that's not what we're doing here. We're serious. This is a very serious commentary on the continuous pattern of patriarchal abuse that comes in the form of even those on the left. Now, I've made a video about this, and I do really believe conservatives and Republicans have more predators on their side. But men who say they're left, who have not deconstructed, are even more of a threat in bigger ways because we don't see it coming. So then we as girls give them all the benefit of the doubt because we go, okay, but he's pro-trans and he's pro-gay and he's pro-abortion. And then when we find out they're serial cheaters, liars, abusers, we're like, oh my God, wait, what's happening? And it's because we have to understand that unless it's embodied, it's just something they say. It's basically a lie. And I'm saying it has to be more embodied. And Hasan hasn't done that yet. Chad says he hasn't gone to therapy and he doesn't appear to engage in art. You need at least one. The man doesn't listen to music and he doesn't go to therapy. Like, psychopath. No, but seriously, please be careful. Girls, please, I'm begging you to be careful. Femmes, gay men that just throw themselves at Hasan's feet, please be careful. I'm begging you with every fiber of my 37-year-old body, please be careful around these men. Because as much as they're doing some good, it doesn't eradicate the bad that they're doing. And there is a lot of men who do a lot of good things in order to get away with doing a lot of bad things. And every day that goes by, Hasan is falling into this trap, right? If you work 7 days a week, 8 hours a day, at least probably 10 hours a day, right? When does he have time to cool down, to rest, to be anti-capitalist, to read a book, to spend time with family, to go to therapy, to meditate, to work on himself, to make sure that he's not falling into these political traps, to make sure he's actually deconstructing? Like, the man is a walking red flag, and walking red flags do good things, because human beings, there can be good people who do bad things and bad people who do good things, right? Epstein's a great example. He was a bad person who did good things. He used it to justify his abuse. He said, well, I put money towards vaccines and I put money towards things. So what does it matter? It does matter. Just because bad people do good things doesn't mean we eradicate it. Just because you're a good person who does bad things doesn't mean, you know what I mean? So Hasan is, I think, a goodish enough philosophical person that's doing a lot of bad things. But if we find out there's more under the surface of what he is doing, then we would just be like bad person who does good things, right? But for now, he probably is a good person who's doing bad things. But even the people he hangs around and the people he hangs around with, again, now, and I don't know if this is true because I haven't seen a clip, but if anyone has any clips on this, I want to know. Someone said they saw Hasan say that when he watched Entourage, that's who he wanted to be. And I was like, that makes so much sense. When I was younger, I wanted to be Samantha Jones, which I think also makes sense. But I'm an anti-capitalist now, so I can't be Samantha Jones. But if that is true, and Hasan really grew up thinking, I want to be like the Entourage guys, then this whole clip makes total fucking sense. Again, just something that I saw on TikTok that I thought was kind of, again, who are you in the story? What do I say about being a whole human being? Know who you want to be in the story. And yeah, well, there you go.